It's Margarita, and today we are going to talk about the triple F factor: fit, feminine, and friendly. Hello, ladies. I wanted to talk about something that is often a controversial subject. I'd like to start this video with a disclaimer that nothing that I say or convey or allude to or even think is intended to be malicious or offensive. So if you take offense to anything I say, that is not my intention, and maybe it's an opportunity for growth and introspection. So let's be mature here and be adults about everything that we talk about in this video. Femininity is a topic that has a lot of controversy around it because everyone has their own opinion of it. Now, I take a more scientific approach to femininity, and in my coaching and in my my own personal practice and in my life, I use a scientific approach versus I think this is what it is, or I feel it should be the approach. The thing is, a lot of people try to fit a square peg in a round hole, and it doesn't fit. But if you do things from a science and results-based standpoint, you are going to get better results every time. It just has to be that way because that's how science works. Science works on formulas, calculations, results. That said, let's get into it. There are three things that men look for in a wife. Now, my advice is for women who want to be wives, not for people who just want to have a flavor of the week or who want to be that. So if you're looking for how to just get someone and get over on them and on to the next and take advantage, this is not the video or the channel for you. My goal is to build a community of strong women who are of high quality, of high value, and get great results from life. I have seen so many women endure failed relationships. I am one of them. I have seen so many women endure abusive relationships. I am one of them as well. I have seen so many women keep dating the wrong person and not wondering what about them kept attracting these losers. Me again. So when I give my recommendations, it is based on experience and trial and error and finally some great results. For those of you who may not know, I have been married for 15 years. That is not something that I discuss a lot because I don't discuss my personal life a lot. However, when I'm talking about things and giving advice, especially things such as sensitive as who you're going to share your life with, I do think that it's important to share the results, the success rate that you've had. I have advised several women who have also found husbands and long-term mates using the advice that I've given based on my scientific research and my results. So, if you are finding yourself hitting your head repeatedly, chances are the men you're dating, not the problem. It's oftentimes us. And a lot of times our 3 F's are getting in the way. The first one is fitness. I'm not sure if any of you have seen my before picture, but before I got into fitness, I'm a certified master trainer and fitness coach with 6 certifications in fitness. You can check out my website, completepackagecoaching.com, for more specifics about that. But I'm just putting that out there to let you know that I've studied this extensively and have applied it to my own life. My self-esteem was very low because of my appearance. And so when I was not happy with me, I tended to attract mates who also may not have been happy with me because I was projecting that. What we do is we project what we are. Whether we knowingly do this or not, that's what we do. We can try to hide it as much as we want to, but it still shows, and people subconsciously pick up on that. It shows in our relationships. It shows in the jobs we get, because what we do is we teach people how to treat us. If we're not treating ourselves like we're valuable, we cannot reasonably expect others to treat us like we have value. And even when people do, we're not going to believe it. We're not going to accept it, and we're going to run them away. And that's something that I did. You know, I had a tendency to not take compliments well, to think that people had ill intentions when they did something nice for me, mainly because I didn't believe I deserved it. On the surface, I'm like, yeah, I want somebody to do this for me, and I want somebody to treat me like this and make me feel like a princess and all of that. And you get that, and then you run the person away because you personally don't believe that about you. And it's just not a good feeling. So if we're constantly pushing away good people, a lot of times it's something in our own mind, in our own aura that is saying, I really don't deserve this. So first things with our fitness, go back to that. I said all that to say this. I was not happy with my physical appearance. Now, there are different beauty standards, and what's beautiful to one person may not be beautiful to another. However, if you don't feel good about yourself when you look in the mirror, you cannot expect anybody else to validate you. You need to step outside like you are the baddest chick in the building, and that nobody can dim your light and can steal your thunder. And I didn't have that. Now, in the community, and I say this because there are different demographics that have different ideas of what they like in a mate. You can read between the lines on that. What works for a certain group or culture may not work for another. So depending on the type of partner you're attracted to, if you want a high quality one, you are going to have to adjust yourself physically and mentally to the standard of that person, especially if you're looking to level up. And what's weird is, aside from that, I didn't like what I was seeing in the mirror. And so I projected that in my carriage. I didn't hold my head up very high. I dressed in ways to hide my small stature. And, I just felt like I deserved whoever wanted me because I didn't feel that I had worth. But the thing is, if you don't like you and if you're not happy with you, and I say that, and this may be a trigger warning, I'm going to tell you some signs that you're not happy with yourself in the fitness department. If you have to wear body shapers, if you are getting surgical procedures, if you have an aversion to exercise, there is a chance that you are truly not happy with your level of fitness or your appearance. And you know what? I'm actually just going to speak on this one F today because I know this video is getting kind of long. So we're just going to talk about the fitness factor. I have a motto. Why be acceptable when you can be exceptional? And I want you to think about that. As women, we want exceptional partners. We want someone who has a good income, who does not have baby mama drama, someone who is attractive, someone who is fit, someone who may have a nice muscle definition, someone who speaks well, someone we can take home and introduce to our parents and family and friends who's not going to embarrass us, somebody who has skills and abilities that we don't have to take on. Like, luckily for me, I don't open doors. I don't take out trash and those types of things. I can't walk on the outside of the street, like the curbside. I can't do that. I get in big trouble. But for me to get a man that was chivalrous, I had to show him, or I had to exude that I was someone worth treating this way. And I always wasn't. So I had to turn up my femininity. Once I got into fitness and I started seeing those results, oh, it's addictive. And a lot of times we get frustrated if we don't see results after the first session. We do 3 squats and we're like, well, how come my booty's not popping? And I always say, if we are in a state of fitness or lack thereof, that is a bit far gone. It didn't take a day or two to get like that, and it's not going to take a day or two to undo that. It is a gradual process, but the process works, and we have to trust that. So if we want someone, a man who has built himself up, who has all these wonderful qualities, we have to show him why he should choose us. And men are visual. The very first thing they judge us on before they've had a chance to talk to us and see how wonderful we are as people, they're looking at us. They're looking at our appearance. They're looking at how we treat ourselves. It's like, well, it's marketing and packaging. It's just like when you're in the store. We're going to pick something that has a better packaging than something that has a dull, bland, or a banged up box. It's like the dented can. If I'm going to get some soup, it could be the exact same product. The soup could be wonderful. But if that soup's in a dented can and I have the option of a perfect can, I'm going to go for the better looking can. Why? Because why not? If it's there, all things are equal, the price is the same, we're going to pick the better option. And the same is true when men pick mates. Women outnumber men significantly, and we have to keep that in mind. Ladies, we are a commodity for the most part. So you have to decommoditize yourself by setting yourself apart from the crowd. And a good way to do that is through our level of fitness and our appearance. And the reason I say fitness is because if you have a surgical procedure, that's not being real. That's not showing him who you are. And we cannot be upset with him if he has enhancements. So ladies who clown men who have hair enhancements, who have the coloring in, who may stuff their pants with artificial things or whatever it may be that men, I don't know what people do. If we are someone who also does not wear our natural hair, who wears excessive makeup, who has had surgical enhancements, or who wears clothing or undergarments that suppress things or that reshape things, we're on equal footing with the man who does the same. It is what it is. It's you can't expect something from a person that you're not willing to do yourself. So if we want someone that's built himself up, we also have to be willing to do the same for ourselves. If we want better results, we have to do better things. We have to change our habits. And the first thing and the best thing we can do is to improve our level of fitness. We will look better, we will feel better, and also having that discipline will give you a justification to demand and command more from a partner. But let me know what you think in the comments. Again, this is coming from a place of love and science. How we feel about things doesn't change the reality of them. So just keep that in mind. Men deal in fact. Women tend to deal in feelings. But when you are the product that outnumbers a consumer, we have to cater to our consumer or we get left on the shelf. So just something to think about. But if you'd like to discuss this further or if you'd like one-on-one coaching, I'm available at CompletePackageCoaching.com. And until next time, I am Margarita, and you have an awesome day. Bye.